What is the $100 billion ingredient that makes food unhealthy for people living with diabetes? Hi, my name is Charmaine and I'm the registered dietitian that helps people reverse type 2 diabetes with plant-based eating. And today we are going to talk about oil. Oil are introduced in the early 1800s from the cotton seeds in the United States, which led to Crisco. Oils are almost in everything. There's cooking oils, you fry things with oil, you put oil in salad dressings or on a salad itself. You put a lot of oil in stir frying, in restaurant food. While vegetable oils have a better reputation compared to animal fat products like butter, we still want to be careful with vegetable oil. Now, I'm not demonizing oil at all. Sometimes when I go out to eat, there's things that have oil in it, and once in a while that's fine, but I'm talking about a big picture here, and I'm gonna explain to you why we want to keep oil at a minimum. While vegetable oils compared to animal products of fat like butter or lard, it definitely has less cholesterol and less saturated fat. So if you're comparing the two, it's definitely better to use vegetable oil rather than butter or lard. However, using a lot of vegetable oil is not that healthy as well. You want to understand that vegetable oil is made of fat, and fat is very dense in calorie density. Let's compare fat and protein and carbs. Protein and carbohydrates is 4 calories per gram, while fat is 9 calories per gram. So it's a lot denser in caloric density. And when it comes to calorie wise, no matter if it's lard, butter, or vegetable oil, the calorie content is all the same. All fats and oil are as equally fattening. Number 2, if you want to increase your insulin sensitivity, it is best to lower the amount of fat that you're eating. And when it comes to lowering the amount of fat, being able to use less oil or minimum oil is definitely helpful in doing so. As many of you know or have watched my other videos about insulin resistance, you know that insulin resistance is caused by a buildup of fat in the cells. And when you want to switch to a plant-based diet, a lot of people choose to replace butter with vegetable oil. But think about this. If you're trying to cut out the animal fat from the cells that causes insulin resistance, why are you clogging them up back again with vegetable oil? And when it comes to olive oil, a lot of people make the exception, even if they want to avoid greasy foods and they want to find a healthier option with olive oil. Now, I'm not saying that olive oil is bad or extra virgin olive oil is bad. There's definitely research that shows there's benefits of consuming olive oil instead of animal product fats like butter and lard, because there's less saturated fat, there's more monounsaturated fat. However, when you think about the process of making olive oil, you're using a lot of olives, you're extracting all the pulp, all the fiber to a concentrated amount of fat. And because of that, a lot of times it's so easy to overuse extra virgin olive oil or olive oil because of the reputation that it's good, while you're still adding fat into your diet, because olive oil, even though it's lesser in proportion of saturated fat compared to lard or butter, it still has a good amount of proportion of saturated fat. It has 14% saturated fat in olive oil. And that is why, in my experience in helping people reverse type 2 diabetes, it is very beneficial when I teach my clients to do oil-free cooking. For example, you can use water sauteing. That means instead of using oil to prevent sticking, you're adding water to prevent sticking. Or baking, steaming also really helps reduce the amount of oil that you're using. If you're not used to water sauteing, you can use the spray oil, the ones that you just spray it on. Those are minimal amount of oil that can be put on there. Non-stick pan is also really helpful in helping you use less oil as well. Vegetables, grains, and legumes, fruits, they naturally have some oil in it. Now, you don't need to worry too much about them because they're not in concentrated amounts, and your body does need a little bit of fat to function. So those natural containing oils in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes are perfectly fine. And this is also because they're in a naturally packaged food with all the fiber, protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Now, there are healthy sources of fat as well, including nuts, avocado. However, if you want to improve your insulin sensitivity, I would still be mindful in keeping them in moderation and not to overdo it to enhance the process of reversing insulin resistance. If you want to learn more about how to reverse type 2 diabetes with a plant-based diet, you can go to my free training. Link is in the description below, and I'll see you guys there.